Liverpool are on the verge of flipping the script on a story that began quietly 6 months ago and is now set to explode in the coming transfer window. When Luis Diaz left the club, many expected Richard Hughes to dive into the market and immediately bring in a major name for the left flank, but the sporting director surprised everyone by signing no one. Many criticised the decision, and some even believed it was part of a plan to make room for young talent Rio Moha. But the youngster barely played, and Arne Slot ended up testing improvised alternatives in the role. Clearly, it wasn't part of a perfect plan, and if it was, it would have been abandoned as a failure by now. But now, looking back at the strategic silence, one question gains strength. What if Liverpool were simply waiting for the right name? What if the gap left by Diaz had been reserved for a calculated move, one that finally arrives in January? That's where Antoine Semenyo enters the scene, one of the most talked about and sought-after forwards of the moment. The rising star, with a remarkable and unlikely trajectory, has a £65 million release clause that becomes active early next year. And according to respected Ghanaian journalist Oworeku Ampofo, no club is as advanced as Liverpool. He confirmed that although Tottenham, Manchester City and Arsenal are monitoring the player, it is Arne Slot's side who are moving decisively behind the scenes. Ampofo revealed that Semenyo grew up supporting Arsenal, something he has never hidden, but made it clear that this has no impact on the deal. Professional players follow the path that best advances their careers, and Semenyo knows this could be the most important leap of his life. His story, in fact, is almost cinematic. Rejected by several clubs, no traditional academy background, coming from the lower leagues and carving his own route to the top. For someone who has always had to fight twice as hard, the chance to play Champions League football is more than a dream. It's the natural next chapter. Another curious detail strengthening the link to Liverpool is the close relationship between the Reds' board and Semenyo's agency. According to Ampofo, the club already knew about the £65 million clause since last summer when the player renewed his contract. In other words, the operation isn't improvised. It has been observed, studied, planned, and we're simply awaiting the right moment to be executed. The most intriguing part? The transfer fee would be almost identical to the £65.5 million paid for Luis Diaz, as if the story were closing in a perfect cycle 6 months later. Now, with the January window approaching and Arne Slot seeking new weapons to add depth to the squad, everything suggests that this quiet, patient and strategic saga is about to reach its final chapter, and from all indications, it will be written in red.